Hey y'all, APG Jamie here, and today we are working on Texas Hugs Artist Trading Coins. We're going to make a Masterboard first because I like doing it like that when I'm making a series, so that's what I like doing, just saying. So we start off with some white cardstock, because y'all know I like working on cardstock. I just do. And I have an unknown brand of script stamp, because I don't know the brand. I didn't write it down or keep the package or any of that stuff. I've had it a long time. I'm using some scrap envelope stuff there to add just different visual interest. As you know, I don't necessarily like using or making masterboards that have a specific direction. Okay, that's just that's me, y'all. Just saying. And just kind of cleaning off the stamp there so it gets really pale. We end up not being able to see this in the end, and that's okay, because that's how it goes with layers sometimes. All right, y'all. Just saying, that's how it goes. And you kind of need to be okay with that if you're working in layers. Now I'm using a light pink, pale pink craft paint, and I didn't really want to smooch out that much, but that's how much came out, so I'm going with it, because that's what happens when you're flying by the seat of your pants on a wing and a prayer kind of thing. That's what I'm doing. And that is probably a tool from a hardware department or something like that. He can some more, y'all. So to smoosh the paint around instead of one of the plastic key cards. And for my second color, I chose a gray. Now the gray doesn't really go with this color pink so well, but that's okay. I wanted pink and gray, so that's what I wanted. Okay. Probably would have been better to swatch them out first to see how they looked with each other, but I didn't do it because I'm a lazy artist that way sometimes. Not all times, just sometimes, y'all. So I had something in mind I wanted to tell you. I don't know. Oh, when you're drying your surface with a heat gun or just a blow dryer, y'all, you want to make sure you dry from the back as well, okay? Because otherwise you're just sealing up the top, and then so both sides, y'all. But be careful when you flip it over, because you don't want to lay it on something, because then you get all wet stuff. Now this here's some white, and it's a little clogged up, so I'm just using the pokey tool to unclog it. Unclog it. I don't have a boo to unclog mine, Dee. She won't loan me boo either. So just smooshing them drops out there, and I really like how this kind of pushed all that back. So I liked it. And I'm gonna put I think I put more pink on it. I don't think I put gray again. We're gonna have to watch and see. I'm gonna have to watch and see what we do, because I don't know what we do now. What are we gonna do? We're gonna pink. Here comes pink. We didn't even heat gun it yet. We're just putting straight up pink on there, y'all. I know, Eileen's favorite. Goes with all those flamingos out in her yard. Don't tell her I said that. Oh, y'all be saying, bless your heart, EPT, you upset Eileen. Don't do it. Now y'all saw I was a good girl and wiped off my bottle there before I put the lid back on. Now it's nice and dry, and I'm just kind of straightening out the paper. You know how it gets all kind of smooshy smoshy sometimes, a little warped. Now I'm going to use two different kinds of modeling paste, and they're both different brands. How's that? This is a Grumbacher one that I got from them. That's what you should join those ATC art swaps if you get a chance. Just saying. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this brea reese one, I don't know how you say it. It's almost dried up. Now it's supposed to be a little thickish, but it's getting on the borderline of fix to be dried up. I'll have to fix that lady. I'll have to fix that lady with some distilled water. Okay, that's what I'll do. So I had that lovely little rose stencil there, Tim Holtz. I think it's a mini tag or a tag. I don't know. I got it on clearance because I love clearance. And so I'm smooshing my my now mixed modeling paste through the stencil with that little smooshing catalyst tool thingy. Okay. Clean it up off the paper. It wouldn't have mattered if I left it, because it wouldn't have mattered. Trust me on that. You'll see. So I'm smooshing around, doing it in different directions. Like I previously said, I don't necessarily like specific direction kind of masterboards, because it's a masterboard. They can be as big as you want them to be, but because I'm making a series of coins, I want them all to be pretty much the same. And in this case, they came out just the same. Almost, not really identical, but pretty near. So I'm going to let that dry now for a while and get a good skin coat on it. And I'm going to clean my stencil, because anytime you're using modeling paste or gel or anything, y'all, through a stencil, you want to make sure you clean it up before it dries. Otherwise, it's going to distort your stencil and your images will end up not being as nice as you had hoped them to be. So now that that's got a good skin coat on it, because I let it sit there while I was cleaning the stencil, and then I also heat gunned it, I'm going to move that around and stencil in these other areas. And while I was doing the heat gun with all that, I covered up the remainder of my modeling paste on my little palette right there, because that's a little palette, y'all. I know it looks like a little styrofoam plate, but it's a palette. I covered it up with my damn baby wipe. Okay. Now, once again, I cleaned it, and then I come back and heat gunned it for just a minute, y'all. And now it's got a good skin coat on there. It's nice and dry. Actually, I feel like it's very dry. So I'm going over it with a sanding block, because, as you know, modeling paste can be really rough. And because this, the Brea Ray one is gold, metallic or whatever. It's not really gold shiny, but anyway, it had some pretty good grit in it, and I'm just kind of sanding it off just to get some of that off. Now, if you have allergies or breathing issues or anything like that, don't be breathing this. Put a mask on, take it outside where you got lots of fresh air going on, and anywhere I felt that it was still too rough, I sanded it, but I'm not sanding it. As y'all saw, I was just going in one direction just to knock down some of them high ridges. Okay. So I'm just going to pat it now. Texture. Oh, texture. That's good. We got double thumbs up. Doubly good. Tamping it off, and I wipe everything off with a damp baby wipe to get up all that flour dust. Now, because I ended up having a little bit of modeling paste on the back side, I'm just going to scrape that off. Now we're going to cover the back side up. Not just yet, but we're going to cover it up. But I don't want those bumpy ridges there. Okay, so yeah. Now, because I'm working on cardstock, it's not really quite heavy enough for coins, so I cut out 2.5-inch circles out of some other blank white scrap cardstock, and I'm using my favorite Alien's Original Tacky Glue on the back, and I'm going to smoosh that, and then I'm going to roller it with my little wooden roller thingy, so that those two get happily married, and I do that to all of them. Now, if you cut everything just right, you can get 12 artist trading coins out of a typical 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock. Okay, I messed one up, so I got 11, not 12. So now I want to do some heat embossing, and that's deli paper. And I use the platform because it is quicker and easier, and it makes beautiful stamping images. It's not necessarily freehand. I can do that. So I'm going to use my scissors and hold it down. Oh, I forgot to say, zooming in, y'all. And so I'm stamping my embossing ink on there with the platform, and then I'm putting my yellow embossing powder on there, and then we're heat gunning it. Gunning it. And I think I'm just going to show you one. I might speed through some other ones. I don't know. I'm going to use matte medium to stick this onto the coin. I know, it's like, why you put that texture on there if you're just going to cover it up? Well, because that's what I wanted to do. That was my original intention. When I got my stuff out, I thought, well, I'm going to emboss this, and then I'm going to cover it up with the deli paper, you know, with an embossed image on there, and cross fingers it'll work out. And obviously it worked out because y'all watching this video. That's the way I go, y'all. Hickin', y'all. Hickin'. Once it is very dry, you don't want to cut or, you know, trim your edges unless you're unless it's dry. Otherwise it gets all weird and gooky and it doesn't cut right. Okay? So I went all assembly lined when y'all weren't looking. Now I got these die cut words. These are from some unbranded die, and they little tiny words, and I like them. And I chose yellow again. Now when we get to the photo montage, I'll let you know what that is representative of, unless you already figured it out. So I'm just rolling those words through the xyron, which is a little sticker thing. It makes little stickers. And they stick pretty good because it's permanent adhesive, y'all. And I'm not had any troubles with it. But I do typically go over the top with matte medium anyway to seal them in, because that's what I tend to do. Now you want to burnish this really well, otherwise the sticky kind of doesn't go exactly where it's supposed to. So I burnish it real well. I, you know, push it down in little tiny spots, and I end up being really happy with it. So here comes a coin. I'm going to pull off the release paper, and I'm going to use my pokey tool because these are small, so they're, you know, they're sticking to the release paper. Well, that's not the release paper, that's the sticker. I don't know. Anyway, so now I got my word, and I'm just going to find a place to stick it. Where do I want it? I want it right there. I don't stick it all in the same place on all of them, but they all get hugs. Hugs, y'all. Texas hugs. That's what it is. Hence the title of the video, Texas hugs, y'all. ATCoins from a Masterboard, because we made a Masterboard and then we made coins out of it. Now, y'all didn't see me punch or die cut the circles, but I used a die cut because punch wouldn't punch through this. Okay, the bunch I have only punches through cardstock. It won't punch through with the embossing and paint and all that stuff on there. So there I am, sealing everything up with a coat of matte medium over the top. Now, Texas is known for the yellow rose of Texas. It was a window in one of the missions up around the Alamo. Okay? Remember the Alamo. Look at that. So that's why I chose the kind of gold color for the embossed modeling paste in the back, and I heat embossed the rose on the deli paper and wrote or die cut hugs in yellow because it's indicative of the yellow rose of Texas, y'all. And this is Texas hugs, y'all. Y'all. Now we're going around the edge with Fossilized Amber Distress Oxide inks because it was the best yellow I had for the purpose. Okay, and I've got my computer printed backs on there with the name and all that kind of good junk on there, because I believe you should do that. Put your name and information on the back and title it, and it's titled Texas, and it says hugs on the front. It's Texas hugs, y'all. Ta-da-da-da-da-da. Photo montage. I appreciate each and every one of you, your likes, your thumbs ups, that's the same thing, your kind comments and your shares, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thanks for watching, and happy arting, y'all.